In November of 1910, a group of influential bankers and politicians met secretly on Jekyll Island, Georgia. This meeting would lay the foundation for the creation of the Federal Reserve System. Hi everyone, Ken here. Today we are touring the Manhattan mansion of Henry P. Davison and unmasking the creature from Jekyll Island. Hit that like button to let the algorithm know you enjoy these videos, and let's explore this house. Among the attendees of the secret meeting on Jekyll Island was Henry Pomeroy Davison, a senior partner at J.P. Morgan & Company. Davison, along with Nelson Aldrich, A. Piet Andrew, Frank Vanderlip, and Paul Warburg, aimed to reform the nation's banking system to prevent the frequent financial panics that had disrupted the U.S. economy. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were marked by periodic financial crises in the United States. These crises often led to bank failures and economic downturns. The banking system at the time had several weaknesses. Reserves were spread across numerous banks and were not easily accessible in times of crisis. Moreover, the supply of currency was inflexible, tied to gold and government bonds, and did not adapt to seasonal demands, leading to volatile interest rates. Additionally, American banks were unable to operate internationally, which increased the cost and risk of financing imports and exports. To address these issues, Aldrich, Davidson, and others met in secrecy under the guise of a duck hunting trip. They boarded Aldrich's private train and traveled to the secluded Jekyll Island Club. The group's clandestine approach was meant to avoid public suspicion and political backlash, as their ties to Wall Street could have jeopardized the plan's acceptance. During their stay, the men worked intensely to draft a plan for a central banking system. By the end of their meeting, they had outlined a proposal for the Reserve Association of America, which would later evolve into the Federal Reserve System. The proposed system included a central bank with regional branches, each responsible for holding reserves, issuing currency, and managing payments between banks. After the Jekyll Island meeting, Aldrich presented the plan to the National Monetary Commission. However, political changes and opposition led to modifications. When Woodrow Wilson became president, the plan was revised to incorporate more government control and democratic oversight. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed, establishing the Federal Reserve System and unleashing what was known as the creature. This new system aimed to provide a more elastic currency, improve the stability of the banking system, and better manage the nation's financial resources. Henry P. Davison played a crucial role in the creation of the Federal Reserve. His expertise and efforts at the Jekyll Island meeting were instrumental in shaping the system that would bring greater financial stability to the United States. Beyond his banking career, Davison also made significant contributions to humanitarian needs through the Red Cross, but his physical legacy continues in the architecturally significant mansions he built. Davison hired the esteemed architecture firm of Walker & Gillette to design for him a towering Manhattan mansion at the corner of Park and 69th Street. His mansion was designed to boast every modern convenience imaginable, from electric lighting to elevators and even a motorized turntable to reorient his automobiles before leaving the house. To enter the mansion, we will find the front door bridging a dry moat and continue through the vestibule and up a few steps. This brings us to the stair hall, finished out with dotted marble floors and painted wall panels complementing the curving grand staircase's wrought iron balustrade. To the right-hand side, we will find the reception room with an intricate entablature decorating the fireplace's mantel. To the other side of the stair hall is the dining room, continuing these neoclassical themes. Behind the fireplace is the butler's pantry, where nearly a dozen leaves were stored for elongating the dining room table. Let's return to the grand staircase and begin making our way to the second floor. We can take a quick look at the floor plan to reorient ourselves before exploring the public rooms. Arriving at the second floor landing, we immediately face the morning room's double doors encased in a gilded surround. If we turn around, we will find that the grand staircase continues spiraling upwards in the house. To one side we find the library, finished out in rich wood paneling with an ornate plaster ceiling. To the other side is the living room, boasting these same finishes but with a more refined design with cleaner lines, aside from the marble mantel and festooned door surround. Davison did not just have a Manhattan mansion, he also had an incredible country estate on Long Island known as Peacock Point, which we recently covered. I'll have that video linked at the end of this one if you'd like to continue the tour and find out what happened to Davison. Getting back on track, today the Federal Reserve remains a cornerstone of the US financial system, and Davison's legacy is remembered through his contributions to both banking and architecture, with his Manhattan mansion surviving to this day and currently serving as the Consulate General of Italy. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. From Jekyll Island to Davison's mansion, what stuck out to you the most? Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you next time on This House.